Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Miles Wallace, aka Miles Wallace. That is my gamer tag, Call of Duty tag, and my real name. So this is the first video that I'm making and putting on YouTube. New to this whole thing, so bear with me. But what I really want to talk to y'all today is about shotgun classes and the best shotgun class you can use. Now, as you can see, I'm starting out with a stakeout, but the real focus of this gameplay is on the dual-wield HS-10s, which, in my opinion, I think, is the best shotgun you can probably use if you can just get used to it. A lot of people, I hate to see when people use lightweight on a shotgun class. It's just such a waste. Lightweight is really, it's not very beneficial. I mean, some people, you run faster. You really don't run that much faster, I'm telling you, guarantee you cannot, I'm not wrong about this. Scavenger is going to be much more beneficial to you than lightweight will. Trust me, you're not going to run that much faster. Guy hiding right there. Yeah, you didn't know I could shoot the stairs. And, like I said, you always want to use, Scavenger for the shotgun class. Now, your second perk, if you're using the stakeout, you definitely want to just go with sleight of hand, because you want those 4 shells again at your disposal as soon as possible. And your third perk always wants to be marathon. When you're using the HS-10 dual wield or the Spaz, you definitely want to always go with steady aim as your second perk. You sleight of hand's all right with the Spaz 12, but I would not even recommend aiming down the sights with the Spaz 12, because it's so hard to aim with it like that, and by the time you actually hit them, they're probably just gonna run around you and flank you. Now, when you're hip firing with the Spaz, it gives you a lot more mobility while you're aiming, and gives you a lot more chances to react. So that would definitely be the way you want to go. Is put Steady Aim Pro on there. Steady Aim doesn't matter. Steady Aim Pro, not the biggest difference. If you like to knife, then put it on. But definitely don't put it on. Don't put on sleight of hand on the HS-10s, because if you're like me and you like the HS-10s, you are going to be trust me, a lot more accurate with steady aim. Play one game with sleight of hand, then play one game with steady aim, and just see what happens. It's a huge difference. And as far as tactical, you definitely want to go with concussion, because flashbangs are alright, but here's the big difference between flashbang and concussion. Concussion blinds you somewhat, not as much as the flashbang, and then it slows your movement. Now, with the flashbang, it blinds you completely, but you can still move as fast, even if you weren't flashbanged. Which means you can walk the same speed even if you weren't flashbanged, but you can't run. So that means, what I'm trying to say is, you can flashbang them and bam, they just go around the corner or whatever and escape you. I thought he was an enemy. I kept trying to kill him. I was confused for a minute, but you always definitely want to go with concussion. Concussion is much better. It's a much better gun. I mean, not gun. Equipment to use. It's going to slow them down. It's going to blind them, desorient them. Plenty of time for you to sneak around and hit them with a shotgun. Now, X-Jaws, I'm sure you've watched his videos. He uploaded a video just like this with the HS-10s, but he had sleight of hand on. And, he really should have had steady aim, and he would have probably, he might not have had as many deaths, you never know. But, back to the class setup, you always definitely want to use tomahawks when you're using, any shotgun class, because whatever the shotgun does not reach, you got a guy way over there, you're not going to get to him in time, you're not going to, shoot him in time, and by the time you get to him, it's going to be too late. You just use a tomahawk and problem solved. I've had many occasions to where I ran up on a guy, he was too far away, pulled out the tomahawk, got the kill, saw another guy and got to kill with a shotgun. Got a little bit closer. You know, you definitely always want to try to get as close as you can when using the shotgun. So, you know, if you want to use Ninja, you know, it can work, but I wouldn't recommend it. You know, you can move silently and whatnot, but it's just really not worth it. So you definitely want to stick with Marathon so you can get that extra, you know, running, and you know, you can always have the advantage as far as mobility. And like I said again, guys, I would strongly advise against lightweight. I guess, well, I guess he was trying to camp out and get somebody. And, well, this is the part in the video where I get a little greedy. I turn the corner and there's two guys over here. Well, I get one guy. And then, there's two guys to my right. There's one, and one in the tower. I thought I could take him. But, you know, the video's about to wrap up, but it got a little greedy there towards the end. But like I said, you always want to, oh, and with the Olympia too, before this video ends, definitely same setup, tomahawk, concussion. Actually, on the Olympia, you want to put sleight of hand because you definitely want those two shells as soon as possible, and you know, you want to have those two shells at your disposal as quick as possible. And as far as the stakeout, also use sleight of hand, but the Spaz and the HS10s, dual wield or not, you definitely want to go with the steady aim perk. You know, if you think I missed anything, you guys, leave a comment below. This is pretty good gameplay. I end up going 24-3, and it's pretty good gameplay as far as, you know, dual wielding HS10s, which is, you know, not easy to do. So hope you all enjoyed the video, and please rate, favorite, and subscribe if you want to. I'll have more videos coming in the future. And that's all. I'm Miles Wallace. You can look me up on Call of Duty if you want. It's Miles Wallace, and this is my gamer tag with a IS and not ACE. Alright, y'all. Take it easy.